Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to join the family, so do well to subscribe. My name is Chidima and today I'll be teaching you everything you need to know about samosa making. This is a well-detailed video that features the filling, wrap making, as well as 2 methods of wrapping your samosa. So don't skip this video and make sure you watch till the end. Step 1. Fillings. I always like to start with my fillings so it cools down before my wraps are ready. So to a pot or frying pan, you want to drizzle in some oil, then you add onions, curry, thyme, fresh or dry pepper if that's what you have. Fry that for a few seconds and then add your minced beef and keep cooking. Feel free to add your favorite herbs and seasoning. There's no strict rule about the spices and seasoning you can add. You can add anything that you would normally use to cook your meat, even soya spice. Yes, you heard that right. So at this point, I added some seasoning cubes because I did not add that earlier, and I just mixed everything up and allowed it to cook for a bit before adding water. Minced meat cooks really fast, but I wanted it to be very tender, so I added more water so that it can cook further. Once it was done cooking, I added my veggies, which is just carrots and cabbage, but again, feel free to add your favorite vegetables, but make sure it does not overpower the meat because we're making samosas and not spring roll, okay? Once everything is mixed up properly, you add a little bit of corn flour slurry, which is basically corn flour mixed with water. Now what this does is it thickens any water you have in the pan, and it also gives the meat this shine that I so much love. And that's basically it. You've made yourself the perfect samosa filling, and look at that shine I was talking about. So pretty. Step 2. Wraps. So I've measured out a bit of flour in this bowl, and to that I'm going to add sugar, which is really optional, some corn flour, a little bit of salt, and then mix everything together before adding water and mixing again. The method of wraps making we're using today is the brushing method, so we need enough water to achieve a light paste as opposed to the kneading method where a dough is formed. As always, everything I'm using for this recipe and the measurements will be listed out in the description box, so be sure to check that out. Also subscribe and give this video a huge thumbs up if you're yet to. So you might notice that the flour gets a bit lumpy while mixing. Don't worry about that. Once you leave it to rest for a bit, all the lumps will dissolve and you have a smooth paste. And here, this is the consistency you want to look out for. To make the wraps, you're going to need a non-stick pan. Emphasis on non-stick. This method only works with a non-stick pan, so consider investing in one if you don't have one already. I want you to take a close look at the batter we made earlier. All the lumps are gone. Like I said earlier, you just need to let it rest for a bit and you'll be fine. The temperature of the frying pan matters a lot. You definitely do not want it to get too hot. I'll show you what happens when your pan is too hot. So when your pan is too hot, the batter cooks almost immediately, leaving you no time to spread it evenly. And when you go back to brush the remaining surface of the pan, you accidentally pull the ones you brushed earlier, leaving you with too many holes. So yeah, make sure your pan is not too hot. Now let's see what happens when your pan is in the right temperature. The batter does not cook immediately, giving you enough time to spread it across a wider surface area. And when you go back to brush again, it doesn't pull apart because it's still a bit raw and hasn't released itself from the pan. So you can apply multiple layers depending on how thick or thin you would like it without the fear of pulling the wraps apart. Now let me give you a quick tip. This is what I do and it might just be helpful. Once my pan is hot, I reduce the heat to the lowest, and once I'm satisfied with the amount of butter I've brushed onto the pan, I increase the heat again so that the wraps can cook properly and release itself. I'm using a wide pan, so I need to move that around so that the heat can be evenly distributed. You'll see me do that in a bit. Once your wraps are cooked, you'll notice that they come off easily with zero effort, and all you need to do is to repeat the process until you exhaust your batter. So this video is not sped up because I want you to see how it's done in real time, and just look at how that comes off the pan so easily. That's why you need a non-stick pan. Our first wrap is done and you can see how good it looks, so I'll continue with the process. While making your wraps, I highly recommend that you store them in between a dishcloth, a kitchen towel, or a paper towel. Don't leave them out in open air so that they don't dry out on you. Once you're done making your wraps, the next step is to wrap your samosa, and as I mentioned earlier, I'll be showing you 2 ways to do that. For the first method, you want to place out a few circle sheets on top of each other and then cut them into 4 equal quarters. My quarters are not really equal, but yeah, I still got the job done. So 2 circle sheets gives you 8 wraps for samosa. Now you want to take one of those quarters and place them on your work surface like so. Take one part of the outer corner and take it halfway to the center. Now use your index finger to secure this point and then take the other part so it meets almost at the point where the upper corner starts. Now apply the paste on the excess part and just place it over the triangle. And then when you raise it up, you'll notice you have this triangular pouch with a part that you can flip over to seal. Now adding the filling that we made earlier, make sure you don't add too much so that it doesn't burst open on you. Once you add your fillings, you just close that up and brush some of that paste on it and seal properly. By the way, the paste I'm using to seal is the same paste we used earlier for our wraps. And just like that, we have our samosa. So I'll repeat this process one more time so that you can see. For this next method, which is my favorite for cutting out strips, and one 10 or 12-inch circle will give you 3 strips. Now take the beginning of the strip and bend it down so it creates a triangle. Now tuck the excess into the bottom and then use your paste to secure it. Once it's secured, all you have to do is add your fillings into that triangle we created and then lay it flat on your work surface. So once you've laid it flat on your work surface, what you want to do is to take that triangular part up and then take it down and up again. As long as your strip goes, you're just going to alternate between going up and down, and then seal the edge with that paste, and here you go, we have our good looking samosa. I'll do that again one more time, so watch closely. My favorite part is frying, because I won't lie, it's a lot of work and there's this joy when you're finally coming to the end of it all. So add some oil to your pan and then add your samosa. Make sure you don't overcrowd your pan. So you just want to give it a few tosses here and there to make sure everything is frying evenly. So you want to fry your samosas until they are golden brown, and once you've achieved that, take them out and enjoy yourself. One thing I love about samosas is that you can make them well in advance. You just need to store them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer, and it can last up to weeks so far you have constant power supply. So friends, we finally come to the end of this video. I hope you like this video. Feel free to drop your questions. If you need me to clarify anything, I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Bye for now, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodies always from Chidi.